Hey, you. Yes, you with the puffy eyes, the empty ice cream tub, and that soul-crushing ache in your chest. I see you clutching your phone at 3 a.m., scrolling through sad breakup songs on repeat. If you clicked on this video, I'm guessing your heart feels like it's shattered into a million tiny pieces. And let's be brutally honest. Breakups suck. They suck more than forgetting your wallet at home when you're already at the cash register. They suck more than stepping on a Lego in the dark. They suck. But, spoiler alert, you, my friend, are going to survive this. Actually, you're going to do more than survive. You're going to thrive. So buckle up, because for the next few minutes, or however long this ends up being, I'm going to guide you through the emotional roller coaster that is heartbreak. Together, we'll cry, laugh, maybe get a little rude, and definitely come out the other side stronger than ever. So grab some tissues, maybe a snack, and keep watching, because by the end of this video, you'll have the blueprint to not just get over your breakup, but to completely level up your life. Step 1. The emotional fallout breakups aren't like stepping on a tiny crack in the sidewalk. They're more like tripping headfirst into a pothole while everyone around you is filming for the internet's next viral fail video. It's humiliating, it's painful, and you're really not sure how you're going to make it out with your dignity intact. But here's the first step. Own your emotional fallout. You might be experiencing an entire circus of emotions. Sadness, anger, confusion, relief, regret, all swirling around in your chest like a tornado. You might find yourself crying at random times, like when you're in the cereal aisle at the grocery store or watching puppy videos that shouldn't, by any stretch of the imagination, make you cry. Let me tell you right now, that is normal. The heart doesn't come with a user's manual, and it sure as heck doesn't follow a neat timeline for healing. One moment, you might feel on top of the world, relieved that you're free from a toxic situation, dancing to your favorite hype song. The next, a silly commercial about couples holding hands might send you spiraling into a pit of sadness. That's heartbreak for you, completely unpredictable. Acknowledge that you're going to have mood swings. And guess what? You have permission to let those tears roll. Crying is the original emotional detox. It's your body's way of saying, we're overwhelmed, let's flush it out. So do it. Own it. Cry that ugly cry, because sometimes we need to get the sadness out of our system. Step 2. Why breakups hurt so much. Now, in case you're wondering, why the heck am I feeling so destroyed right now? Why does this heartbreak feel like I've lost a part of my soul? The short answer is that love is basically a drug. Scientifically, it releases neurotransmitters like dopamine, oxytocin, and all those feel-good chemicals that light up your brain like a disco ball. When that bond breaks, your body literally goes into withdrawal. You're missing that chemical cocktail you used to get from your partner's presence. Your brain is screaming, hey, where's my fix? Where's that sweet dopamine rush? You're dealing with both physical and emotional symptoms because heartbreak is often described as heartache for a reason. Stress hormones can manifest in actual physical chest pain. Let's be real. You're basically a junkie in rehab for love. But guess what? You're going to get through withdrawal. It's not going to be easy, but each day is a step away from the addiction and a step closer to emotional freedom. Step 3. Don't play the blame game. One of the biggest potholes people trip into after a breakup is finger pointing. You might blame your ex for everything that went wrong in your relationship. Or you might do the opposite. Blame yourself entirely. I wasn't good enough. I didn't do this right, or I should have tried harder. Stop right there. Step away from that self-destruct button. It takes two to tango, and rarely is any breakup 100% one person's fault. You can run the highlight reel of your mistakes all day, but that's not going to help you. Instead, take a step back and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? If you made mistakes, own them. If your ex made mistakes, recognize those too. But do not dwell in that blame game. Use the lessons, ditch the guilt. You're not perfect. Nobody is. You're allowed to make mistakes, and you're allowed to move on from them. Step 4. Social media black hole. Social media, the ultimate double-edged sword. On one hand, it's the place we share memes about heartbreak and find relatable quotes that remind us we're not alone. On the other hand, it's a breeding ground for overthinking, stalking your ex's new life, and comparing yourself to every living being on Earth who seems happier than you right now. Here's a rude but loving piece of advice. Stop stalking your ex's social media. Like, seriously, take your phone and throw it into the nearest lake if you have to. Actually, don't do that because phones are expensive, but you get the idea. The more you dig for information, are they seeing someone new? Are they posting pictures? Are they even upset? The deeper you sink into a vortex of unnecessary pain. Trust me, no good comes from checking your ex's stories or analyzing who liked their latest post. It's like picking at a scab. It will never heal if you keep poking at it. So block or mute if you must. Hit unfollow if that's what it takes for you to have peace of mind. Your timeline shouldn't be a minefield of heartbreak triggers. Take control of your digital environment so you can focus on healing. Step 5. Building your support system. Let's face it, heartbreak is lonely. You feel isolated in your pain, convinced no one else can possibly understand the pit in your stomach that you're feeling. But in truth, heartbreak is one of the most universal experiences out there. Practically everyone over the age of 12 has gone through it at some point. So, don't be a hero. Don't suffer in silence thinking, I can handle this on my own. That is grade A bull. Find your people, your best friend, your mom, your coworker, your neighbor's cat, whoever. Lean on them. Talk to them. Cry on their shoulder. Let them cheer you up. Let them distract you with cat videos or silly memes. If you're lucky enough to have a friend who will show up to your house with a tub of ice cream and some sappy movies, hold on to that friend for dear life. And if your usual circle isn't enough, don't be ashamed to seek professional help. Therapists, counselors, coaches, these are people who are trained to help you sort out the emotional chaos. You're not weak for getting help. You're strong enough to know when you need support. Step 6. Establishing a no-contact rule, at least temporarily. Here's where I might get a little tough. If you truly want to move on, you need at least some period of strict no contact. That means no texting them, no calling them, no accidentally running into them at their favorite coffee shop. That means you also have to stop responding to their messages, at least temporarily. Because, spoiler alert, hearing from them is like scraping open a wound again. Now, I get it. Some breakups end amicably, and you might need to communicate eventually. But immediately after a breakup, especially if you're in Heartbreak City, you owe it to yourself to step away. Take a break from their presence in your life. If you have to coordinate picking up stuff from each other's apartments, have a friend mediate. If you work together, keep conversations strictly professional. This is not about being mean or petty. It's about giving your heart space to detox from that love drug we talked about. You can't heal if you keep reintroducing the substance into your life. Step 7. Self-care and personal growth. Remember all the times you said, I'd love to try that hobby, but I just don't have the time, or I should probably start working out, but who has the energy? Well, guess what? You just cleared a chunk of space in your schedule by not being in a relationship. Now's the time to invest in you. Exercise. Even if you hate sweating, give it a shot. Exercise releases endorphins that help lift your mood. You might not feel it on the first day, but keep at it. Over time, you'll notice you're sleeping better, feeling a little more energetic, and, let's be real, you might even look better, which is a nice little bonus. Journaling. Writing down your feelings can be shockingly therapeutic. There's something about seeing your thoughts laid out in black and white that helps you process them. And if journaling feels too Dear Diary for you, think of it like data entry for your emotions. Meditation or mindfulness. Before you roll your eyes, I know it sounds cliche, but mindfulness helps you stay present instead of being stuck in the what ifs and could haves. Even a short 5-minute breathing exercise can calm your racing mind. Hobbies and passions. Always wanted to learn guitar? Now's your chance. Interested in painting? Go buy some cheap canvases and splash some paint around. The point is to redirect that emotional energy into something creative or productive. Upgrade your skills. Sign up for a course, watch tutorials, learn something new. Growth makes you feel capable and boosts your self-esteem, which, let's be real, probably needs some extra love right now. Step 8. Dealing with memories. Now, let's talk about the memory minefield. You know, those random items or places that trigger a rush of nostalgia and maybe a tear or two. The hoodie your ex left behind, the pictures of you two hugging a giant stuffed panda at the fair, the coffee mug with his or hers on it. These items can be heartbreak landmines. One minute, you're fine. The next, you're on the floor sobbing into said hoodie because it still smells like them. It's okay to keep some mementos, but only if you're genuinely strong enough to handle them without spiraling into a dark place. If you're not there yet, be honest with yourself. Put them away. Box them up, stash them in the back of your closet, or have a friend hold on to them for a while. You don't have to burn them in a dramatic ceremonial fire, unless you want to, I suppose. Just get them out of your daily sight. Time and distance from these reminders will help you heal. Step 9. The danger of the rebound. Let's get a little controversial. Rebounds. Some people swear by them, others condemn them. Now, a casual fling or a date can be fun. It can distract you, give you a self-esteem boost. But if you're actively seeking a new relationship just to avoid feeling the sting of your breakup, be careful. You might just end up dragging unresolved baggage into a new situation. Use your best judgment. If you feel like you have enough emotional stability to have a fling without turning it into a messy heart entanglement, go ahead. Live your life. But remember, no amount of new relationship energy is going to magically fix the cracks in your heart. You still need time to heal. Think of rebounds like band-aids, temporary. You still have to address the wound underneath. Step 10, self-talk and mental reframing. Want to hear something that might sound a bit cheesy, but is absolutely transformative? The way you talk to yourself matters. If you keep telling yourself, I'm worthless, I'm never going to find love again, I'm doomed, guess what? You're reinforcing those thoughts. But if you flip the script, if you start saying, I'm learning, I'm healing, I am enough, you're planting seeds of resilience and self-confidence. Sure, it may feel like you're lying to yourself at first, but your brain is kind of like a toddler. It's extremely impressionable. Feed it negative thoughts and watch it grow a garden of despair. Feed it positive or at least neutral observations, and it will start to shift how you see the world. This isn't about toxic positivity or ignoring real problems. It's about not digging yourself into a deeper pit with your own internal dialogue. Step 11. The freedom of singledom. Let's take a moment to recognize something that's often overlooked in the heartbreak narrative. Being single isn't a curse. In fact, it's an opportunity to reconnect with who you are outside the context of a relationship. Remember the times your partner wanted to watch a show you hated, but you watched anyway? Remember the time you compromised on your dream vacation because they wanted to do something else? Now you call the shots, baby. You can watch whatever you want, you can travel wherever you want, you can decorate your living space however you damn well please. You can take this time to become your own best friend. Yes, it might feel lonely at first, especially if you were used to having someone around. But guess what? Loneliness can transform into a fulfilling solitude if you learn to enjoy your own company, read books, learn to cook your favorite meals, dance around the house in your pajamas. It's all about embracing that independence and realizing that your happiness doesn't hinge on another person's presence. Step 12. Dealing with setbacks. Healing is rarely linear. You might have days when you feel like you've conquered heartbreak, only to get blindsided by a wave of sadness a week later. That doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you're human. Healing is more like a spiral staircase. You might feel like you're going in circles, but you're actually moving upward, step by step. When you have a setback, maybe you saw a photo of your ex, or you heard your song on the radio. Recognize it for what it is, a momentary trigger. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say, oh, I'm back to square one. You're not. You've come a long way, and a brief dip in mood doesn't erase your progress. Acknowledge the feeling, let it pass, and continue moving forward. Step 13, relapse versus closure. Now, let's address that pesky idea of closure that everyone is so obsessed with. People crave it like it's a magical cure that will make the heartbreak instantly vanish. Sometimes you'll never get the perfect conversation that answers all your questions. Your ex might not even have the answers, and that's a painful truth to swallow. Sometimes closure comes from you deciding to close the chapter yourself. Relapsing into contact with your ex because you're chasing closure can sometimes do more harm than good. You might end up reopening wounds or discovering truths you really didn't want to know. So be careful. Ask yourself, do I really need closure? Or am I just making an excuse to see them again because I miss them? Let's be brutally honest. Sometimes I need closure translates to I need an excuse. If you genuinely have unresolved questions, sure, maybe a calm and honest conversation can help. But if that conversation isn't possible or only leaves you feeling worse, remember that closure can be self-directed. You can decide you've had enough for your own peace of mind. Step 14. Reflect and redirect. The best way to ensure your heartbreak isn't just an extended pity party is to learn from it. Reflect on the relationship. What went right, what went wrong, what you loved, and what you never want to tolerate again. This isn't about dwelling on the past. It's about using that past to inform your future. Maybe you realize you have a pattern of ignoring red flags. Maybe you learn that your love language is acts of service, and your ex never really honored that. Maybe you notice that you tend to lose yourself in relationships, forgetting your own interests and goals. Use these insights like a roadmap to healthier future relationships and to a healthier relationship with yourself. Step 15. Humor as a healing tool. At this point, you might be thinking, oh my God, everything is so heavy. And you're not wrong. Breakups are heavy. But you've got to inject some humor into your life if you want to stay sane. Sometimes you have to laugh at the absurdity of it all. Laugh at those cliches, like listening to sad love songs on repeat while dramatically staring out the window as if you're in a music video. Watch stand-up comedy, read funny books, hang out with that friend who always has the best one-liners. Laughter releases endorphins, reduces stress, and reminds you that life isn't all gloom and doom. So, yes, give yourself permission to giggle, to find the lighter side of your heartbreak, even if it's just the irony of realizing that you're crying over someone who probably left 1,000 dirty dishes in the sink and never replaced the toilet paper roll. Step 16. The glow-up phase. You know how the best movie montages involve the protagonist going through a tough time, then suddenly deciding to turn their life around, hitting the gym, starting a new project, and coming out looking and feeling amazing? Welcome to your glow-up phase. Physical glow-up. A new haircut, a new style, or simply prioritizing your health can do wonders for your self-image. You don't have to break the bank or undergo a massive transformation. Sometimes just getting enough sleep and drinking enough water is enough to make you look in the mirror and say, damn, who's that? Emotional glow-up. Practice self-compassion. Challenge negative self-talk. Surround yourself with uplifting, positive influences, books, podcasts, music, people. Start investing in activities that make you feel good about yourself. Volunteering, hobbies, sports, anything that aligns with your core values. Professional, academic glow-up. Pour some of that heartbreak energy into your career or studies. Put extra effort into your projects, or maybe take on something new that you've always been curious about. Nothing says, I'm moving on, like achieving something badass that you can be proud of. When you focus on leveling up in multiple areas of your life, you'll notice that the absence of that person starts to matter less and less. It's not that you're erasing them, it's that you're filling your life with so much awesomeness that there's no room left for that gaping void. Section 17. Gratitude and perspective. All right, I know it sounds super sappy, but gratitude can be a powerful tool in healing. Sometimes when we're heartbroken, all we can see is what's missing. But if you pause and take stock of what you still have, a caring friend, a supportive family, a job that pays the bills, a pet that adores you, you start to realize that not everything is lost. Shift your focus, at least a little, from what you've lost to what you still have and what you can gain. This perspective shift doesn't invalidate your pain, but it balances it. It reminds you that your life is made up of more than just this breakup. You're not defined by who left you, who hurt you, or who didn't see your worth. You define you, and that's an incredible power to have. Step 18. Dating again when you're ready. Eventually, you'll feel that little nudge in your heart that says, maybe it's time to get back out there. Whether it's through dating apps, being set up by friends, or meeting someone spontaneously at a coffee shop, dating after heartbreak can be both exciting and terrifying. Here's the key: don't rush into it because you feel you should. Take the time you need. Check in with yourself. Am I still using someone else as an emotional bandage? Or am I genuinely open to new love? And if you find yourself feeling anxious, remind yourself that every person and every relationship is different. Don't punish the next person for your ex's mistakes. Let yourself experience love anew without constantly peering over your shoulder at the past. Step 19. Overcoming the fear of future heartbreak. One of the sneakiest side effects of a rough breakup is the fear that it'll happen all over again if you dare to love someone else. You think, what if I go through that pain again? Is it even worth it? And look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's always a risk. Love is risky. Letting someone in is scary as hell. But if you build a fortress around your heart, you'll never experience the good that comes with love either. We learn from heartbreak. We become wiser, more in tune with our needs, more aware of our boundaries. The very pain you're experiencing right now can actually make your future relationships stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling if you let it teach you. So, instead of cowering from the possibility of future hurt, take the lessons you've learned here and use them as a shield, not a wall. Step 20. The future is yours. Look, I don't care how cliched it sounds. This breakup does not define you. It's a chapter in your life story, not the entire book. You have so many more chapters to write. Chapters filled with new adventures, accomplishments, failures, triumphs, and yes, possibly other heartbreaks. But you will emerge from all of it as a more complete, multifaceted, and resilient person. Where you stand right now might feel like a wasteland of shattered dreams and regrets. But remember, every ending sparks a new beginning. You might not see it yet. You might still be sifting through the ashes of what was. But that small ember of hope is in there. Feed it with self-care, with new experiences, with supportive relationships, and watch it grow into a blaze of self-discovery and empowerment. In conclusion, you made it to the end of the video, which means you're serious about helping yourself move on from this heartbreak. Good. Because this is your journey, and you have all the control in the world over how you navigate it. Cry your tears, feel your anger, but do not let it consume you. Learn, grow, and reintroduce laughter back into your life. Don't be afraid to block your ex, to take a break from social media, or to seek professional help if you need it. And above all, never forget your worth just because someone else failed to see it. Heartbreak sucks, that's undeniable. But you're stronger than you think. You're more resilient than you'll ever know until you come out the other side of this. So, from my heart to yours, hang in there. Keep going. Use this as a turning point in your life. Because once you do heal, and you will heal, you'll realize this breakup was the catalyst for something incredible. A better, wiser, stronger version of you. Now, go get yourself a big glass of water, maybe a warm blanket, and play this video again if you need to. Let every word soak in. You're going to be okay. No, you're going to be freaking amazing. Until next time, stay strong, stay fabulous, and remember, heartbreak is temporary, but your glow up can last forever.